Hello and welcome to another enthralling episode of Beyond Boundaries. This talk show is brought to you by Worldwide Scholarly Alliance and SilverZone Olympiads. This space has been created for all the educators and edu leaders who are doing so much in the field of school education, but their stories are unheard. So we have made this space specially for them so that their stories can be heard in their own voices. I am Anushri, your host, and today I am here at the Sri Ram Universal School, Greater Noida West, in the graceful presence of Mrs. Jyoti Rana, the founder principal of the school. Very welcome, ma'am.
Namaste. Thank you for having me.
Ma'am has an extensive 25 years of experience heading top schools in the country, like I believe the Army Public School Noida, Jaipuriya Vidyalaya, and Rana International School. What an honor to be here with you, ma'am, today.
Thank you.
So let's begin the conversation, ma'am.
Sure.
So, ma'am, let's begin with a very basic question I have for you. What does being an educator mean to you?
Okay, so the very first thing is being an educator is a huge responsibility. And the responsibility is that of making sure that no child is left behind. The responsibility is that of ensuring that you are able to reach out to each child in the way they will grow and the way they will flourish. So I feel responsibility is the only thing we can talk about being an educator. I think teaching is a calling. It comes from within. You know, you may decide to become a teacher. You may decide that, okay, I'll go ahead and do the course and I'll work with kids. But till the time it is ingrained in you, it is there in your blood, you can't become a great teacher. So it's either you are a teacher or you're not a teacher. The qualification is irrespective. It's a requirement. Being in the sports and taking part in so many activities really helped, create the personality or the individual that I am. So I feel I never say no to anything. So that probably came from the fact that I was all out participating in so many activities. It gave me the courage to take on challenges. Also, I think playing in a team game also helped me to build my qualities of leadership, how to work with different people. Because when you're playing in a team, even though you are playing for a common goal, but you individually too had to shine, and there are players who are far better than you. So you could either support them and get to the top, or you could try and show your own talent and the team fails. So that was something which we learned as a team player, that you have to support the best player. Only then will the team win. When I was pretty young, probably just in my early 20s, I had the confidence of being able to calm any child, in our neighborhood or around any little child, and I'd be friends with them in 2 minutes.
That's just amazing.
Yes, and I didn't know that I had that kind of patience, because I'm generally not known for my patience. But with kids around, I became friends with them. They are so calm when they are around me, or I just know how to tackle and give them situations where, the children will just start enjoying themselves. So probably that also helped in a way to, choose this as a career and stick around for so many years. I think for any individual to be successful in whatever line they choose, the first support needs to come from the family. And my family has been so supportive. I feel my mother and my father has given us the freedom to do whatever we wanted. My mother allowed us to take those opportunities, but she also kept us very grounded. She didn't let us really fly, too high. And when I say fly too high, means not be very proud, or just you have an achievement and then you feel, okay, that's done. Her policy is, okay, you did it, done, now what's your next step? So that was something I feel really helped us to keep exploring and taking challenges. We were never even I'm talking about my siblings too here, we were never happy with one achievement or one goal. And achievement did not mean winning an award. Achievement was just like, okay, reading a book. That was also an achievement, right? So that was something which my mother has taught us, and father has been very supportive and given us the freedom. My siblings, on the other hand, are those who also, keep pushing you. Okay, go ahead. Of course you can do it. This is better.
So wonderful.
Yeah. So we have that kind of a bond. And as far as my friends go, I don't have a very large group of friends, but the friends that I have are some of them are right from school. We were together right from class 8. And then I have some friends from college and some colleagues who I started my career with. They've all been so supportive. They've all been so kind and generous in, supporting you, guiding you, sending you information where it was required. So I think one needs to surround themselves with positive people, and only then can you be happy and successful in your life. I always tell my children, try and achieve more than your potential.
Okay, that's new.
In anything, say today I was able to read 2 pages, tomorrow I can try and read 3.
Okay.
Today I was able to draw this wonderful drawing. Tomorrow I can, work better upon it. Today I was able to score 1 goal, and tomorrow I should try and score 2. So when we know what our potential is, and then we should not be just satisfied with that. We need to better it, because the competition is not with outside. The competition is with us. That's the only way I can get better with myself.
As a principal, what is that one hurdle that still you think about, and it still haunts you maybe?
Yes, the only thing that I think about and that haunts me is, I hope I've not missed out supporting any child or helping any child where I could have given help. That is something I feel very deeply about, and I just pray to God that I don't have to regret any of the days that I was able to help a child and I did not. Steve Jobs said that when we are looking ahead into the future, we don't know where we are headed or what we have in store. But when we look back and we connect the dots, we realize, that's where we were supposed to be, and that's how we got to where we are. And I strongly connect with that. So yes, I don't think I would have been any happier in any other role. And it's not to say that I don't complain. Even I complain a lot of the times, about little things that could have happened in a better manner or something that we could have controlled. But when I look back, at the end of the day, you feel so satisfied, you feel so happy that, you were able to achieve what you set out. When the kids do well, when they stand, when kids bring achievements, or when you meet some old students who reach great heights, they become bigger than you. They are at such great heights that you never thought as an individual you would reach, but that's when you realize that, we got there. So it's the effort of the children, it's the effort of the parents, it's the effort of the school.
The whole village.
The whole village.
How do you bring everyone on the same platform?
So the Shriram Universal School is an inclusive school, and each individual working in the school, right from our didis, bhaiyas, drivers, conductors, and of course our admin and teaching staff, we strongly believe in inclusivity.
Okay.
I personally feel that we cannot, exclude a section of the society just because they don't fit into our usual, thought or idea. So we have special educators to support our kids with special needs. We have a counselor on board. We constantly keep in touch with the parents and provide support to our children with the special needs. In terms of linguistic, incidentally, we did have a child who, not one, actually many of our children who've come to us, some have come from abroad, some of them have come from southern part of the India, where Hindi is something which was a little tough for them. And we put the parents at ease, telling them, don't worry, it's our task, to support the kid and get them to the level where they are supposed to be. And the teachers are so enthusiastically supporting the kids. that I've not got a single concern from the parents saying, I think my child is not progressing as well as in Hindi, because the teachers take that extra time. They are really working with the kids. So yes, and if there are some children who probably can, learn with a better language, we do try to accommodate that for the time that we can. We will try and take the children to the situation where something occurs. Say, for example, sometimes in the month of October, we plan to take them on a visit or a trek where they can explore the nature. And at that time, they can also study about constellations. They can learn about life skills of camping.
Okay.
So these are
holistic,
because you don't know what the future has in store for our children. We don't know what the world will look like 15 years from now, right? So we have to make them ready to be able to take on any challenge that comes to us. And I think that's the biggest learning schools can give to their children.
Where does empathy come here? You're an empath, leader, principal.
So I think as a leader, empathy is one of the most important characteristics which one needs. You need to be able to first empathize with the values of your institution. Only then can you institute them. You need to empathize with the parents, with the children, with your staff.
Yes.
With society as a whole. If you're not able to empathize or put yourself in somebody else's shoes and think from their perspective, you will not be able to support them in any way.
Yes.
So I feel empathy is something which makes us a better leader. Empathy is something which makes us a better human being. So empathy is something which we also teach our kids. We try and inculcate this particular trait in our children.
Now coming to parents, they are our major stakeholders, in the field of education. How do you bring them on at the same pace as you? I mean, they have their own expectations, sometimes unrealistic, sometimes it's challenging to convince them. So as a school, how do you bring them on board?
Okay, so first of all, I think, like you said, they are the biggest stakeholders. They've handed over their most valuable possession to us, their children. It's a part of your heart to somebody to take care of it. So of course, your expectations are going to be high.
Yeah.
But as an institution, as a school leader, it is our responsibility to hear them out, to listen to them, and give them the solutions or tell them your side of the story.
Yeah.
We can't just dismiss what parents bring on the table for their children, because after all, they have the largest stake in it, right? So first of all, personally as a leader and also as an institution, we do not take anything that the parents tell us as criticism or a complaint. It's a feedback. When we take everything that the parents tell us as a feedback, and from there we can, put our point across and make them aware of why a certain thing is being done, or take their opinion on things and go ahead with it. So we also have a very good system at our school here. We take a lot of suggestions from parents regarding programs, regarding any trips, or any other, something that the school is trying to do. So we do take a lot of feedback from parents.
Ma'am, see yourself 10 years, 20 years later. What is one legacy that you want to be remembered by?
I think I want to be remembered as a person who was able to give the support when it was needed and give the support that was needed. That's all. So if I pray to God that nobody should turn around and say, she could have done it and she didn't do it. And that's my biggest fear. I think I mentioned that earlier too. So I think that's what I would like to be remembered for, that, okay, ma'am had the opportunity and she did it. And that's how, I want to be remembered.
So, ma'am, we've had a very serious conversation. Now for the fun part.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. It's going to be a sentence completion game in which you'll have mere 10 seconds and 20 seconds to answer. Okay? So, I will not be giving you too much time to think. Okay? Your autobiography would be called?
She Did It.
Wow. Wow, wonderful. You would rather live a life of what ifs or koi na chalta hai?
No, I think koi na chalta hai, because life is all about koi na chalta hai.
Try kiya.
You tried it and you went on and you try some more.
A movie or documentary you're most influenced by?
I think once I saw a documentary on History Channel on how Venice was built.
Okay.
And I was thoroughly impressed by the way the whole animation was done, and the fact that Venice is built on a swampy area.
Okay.
So I didn't know that. And the way they created spaces for collecting rainwater so they could have fresh water for drinking. And those turned out to be those fountains around the city. So that was one of the documentaries that impressed me the most.
A student achievement that made you teary-eyed?
That was one of a child had a medical condition, and that did not allow the child to walk and move about freely. 8 years he was there with me in the same school, and we on and off supported him as best we could. And then he did really well in his 10th class board examinations, and he featured in the newspaper as a special child. And I think I had left the school by then, probably, but his parents took the time to forward me the information, and that's what really touched me and left me teary-eyed.
Yeah.
I was so happy that, again, they felt that I could have done something and I did it and it was recognized. So that was something which I feel left me teary-eyed.
Well, I am also feeling emotional here. Ma'am, importance of TED Talks, exchange programs, Olympiads, spell bees in a student's life.
I think these are very important exposures that we need to provide to our children. Like I said, today's world is not only about, curriculum and academics. It's about being aware of what's happening. So TED Talks or spell bees, they really help you improve yourself, make yourself better, do something more than what is written in the book or your syllabus.
Yeah.
So these are something which help the child to become better, help them to grow their brain, widen their horizon. And for that very reason, I feel Olympiads, not just because you are from an Olympiad. I've been a very strong proponent of Olympiads right from the beginning, since I was a teacher.
Okay.
And I feel they really help the child broaden their horizon and a little bit more than what's there in the syllabus.
Yeah.
True.
That's the purpose actually of all these engagements that
Absolutely.
the children with.
Yeah.
Ma'am, for you, what is true leadership?
I think true leadership is telling your team what is to be done and then just letting them do it and feel ki ma'am was not really required, we did it ourselves.
That's true leadership for you.
I feel that's true leadership.
Okay.
At the end of it, they should say that we did it, we knew how to do it. What is she doing sitting in that office telling us this is how it is to be done? That is true leadership.
Wonderful. And ma'am, finally, one piece of advice for the policymakers.
I think the policymakers need to keep the children at the focus of whatever policy is being made.
Okay.
The policies should include the children as well in the decision making. That would be so nice. Our children are 14, 15 years, are old enough to be able to express themselves in such a manner.
So true democracy.
Absolutely. It should be like that. And when we keep the kids in the center of it, we will always end up doing the right thing.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, ma'am. You have enlightened me on so many aspects and spheres. I think I'm moving out of this room as a better learner.
Thank you.
Yeah. With that, we come to a wonderful end to our conversation with ma'am. Stay tuned for more.